Hey, thanks for joining. We are broadcasting live from downtown Seattle. It is 2:07 p.m. and it is hot in this room, but 55 degrees outside. I'm with basically one of our favorite integrations we've ever done, ever. I don't even know if you'd call it an integration. That's probably not an integration, but one of like the favorite kind of, can I say vendor? Partner,
Sure,
vendor,
partner,
friend. Their company, CrowdContent, does basically the hardest part of the whole, I guess I would call, for us on the local SEO side. Our part's very easy. Generating the pages themselves are super easy. So I wanted, you've heard from me about a million times, but I wanted you to hear from the other side that actually executes on the actual strategy. This is Megan from CrowdContent. So, where do you want to start?
I think we can just talk about the different types of verticals that really see a lot of increase in organic traffic from having well thought out, researched content on their local SEO pages versus companies that may not necessarily need it.
Cool. So I'm just gonna let me write out. So like, I'll name a couple of verticals.
Sure.
So let's say like convenience stores, like a chain of convenience stores. Do they need content?
So on the local side, when you're looking for a convenience store, you want to know the address, the contact information, and you want to get there quickly. Same to restaurants.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily important to talk about the weather or the walkability within that convenience store. It also has a really low average order value. So you're gonna go in and get your gas, get your gum, and like leave. Not high on the list of types of clients we would work with to create content for to drive organic traffic.
Nice. How about real estate?
Wicked. Real estate is awesome for
Wicked.
it.
I love
Huge
it.
average order purchase. You do a lot of research beforehand. You want to know things like the walkability score, how close you are to hospitals, how close you are to the airport, to schools. You want to know what the weather climate's like. These are all different points that, for example, if you are looking to make a large purchase or a move to a city, you want to know what it's like before you get there.
So like for like a real estate agent that's like focused on like downtown Seattle and they wanted to like increase their presence, right? Build out a bunch of pages. Like what would they put on the pages if it has nothing to do with like, oh, I guess you can still do the schools, the hospitals,
For
break
sure.
it out by neighborhood.
Yeah, if you can find
Got it.
writers that can do well research. So the key would be to start with a template. So what's really important for a homeowner to look for in the neighborhood they're going towards?
Yep.
Is it a young couple? Do they have a new baby? Are they retired? And then you want to speak to that couple. So like, what are the important factors for them? And then really highlight the important stuff within that community.
Totally got it. How about like senior living?
Oh, yes, all day. So senior living is huge because you've got two different types of audience that are looking. You've got the folks that are looking to transition into senior living, out of living, empty nesters, and they're ready to transition. But you also have like child adults looking for their parents when they're like, they've hit a certain point in their life where there's been an accident. They're like, oh my gosh, I have to get my mom into a retirement home, and I need to find the best possible one. So there's great opportunity with senior living to focus on different elements of the importance of that community and that particular area, and then also the services that particular senior home like serves. So you're looking at anywhere from like, walkability, weather, how close the library is, like what are the things for your parents to do in that area. And as much as we always say like SEO, and it is so important, Google really favors intent. So like when folks are coming to your page, they want to have that trust right off the bat, and they want to know like this is well researched information and it's not just copied and pasted from the next neighborhood or the next city. Like it's unique to that particular area.
God, so huge. I mean, because basically, obviously we have the technology part, so you want to build all those pages. That's what our platform does, but your guys' side of coming up with that content, I always tell people, is obviously the hardest part. But you guys make it, you guys are legit.
I think it's unique for all of our different clients. Like typically they'll come to us and they'll have that plan, and they'll understand the important decision factors for who their target audience is. And what they're looking for is a trusted writer or group of writers that can do the research and make sure that the content is coming off trustworthy and matches their brand voice across all hundreds or thousands of different pages. And that's really important because you don't want to be like, okay, I'm looking for renting a car in Denver for my trip from a particular rental agency, and then you're thinking of going to San Diego. The climate is different, but the brand voice should be the same every time. Like, hey, look, I'm going to help you navigate the roads in different weather conditions, and here are some cool things to check out as well.
Obviously I never have a plan when I go live, right? That's why I prefer to go live, and she was, visiting from out of town, a bunch of client meetings that she had, and so I brought her in to talk to us, and I just love everything you've said so far. Oh. So it's really hard for me to be quiet. Like, is there anything else though? Keep going. Honestly, you're flowing really well. I swear to God. Because this is the part, I can sell people all day, obviously, on generating the pages. Easy. But, in certain instances beyond, like you said, a C-store, a convenience store, a restaurant, where content might not be as relevant, but for these other ones that people are utilizing us for, we had a client that did for every single destination, the airline, right? For every destination they flew to, things to do, weather. Obviously we integrated their dynamic pricing, all that shit, or all that stuff.
Well, if you look at your business model, and if it's more transactional, that is definitely convenience stores or even restaurants. The information that's on the site, it's quick. It's going to be on your phone. You're looking at it. But if you're doing the research, you want to make it more of an information hub to sort of make sure that you've instilled trust in that person, and then taken them sort of down a path of trust, so that when you do offer this advice, they're like, okay, I trust these guys now. Here, take my money. Do you know what I'm saying?
Totally nailing it.
So transactional content isn't necessarily as important as what you're providing is any of those add-ons or the maps or the integrations in that sense, where you can have multiple locations. But when you're looking at more of an educational play that does require perhaps a higher average order value or a longer sales cycle, you do need that content. It's important. And the great thing about the content too is if it's really well written and it does include those keywords that are important to you for that local play, you're going to see those results get even better over time.
We're going to totally need to just transcribe this one. Yeah. This is a good one. Yeah. That's it. We like to record kind of these short videos, I don't know who's watching them yet. This will go down in the archives of, the internet overall. 36, and you don't have to reveal your age. But is there anything else?
I think it's important to, you can hire out writers or you can have them in-house. Just making sure that whoever you use takes the time to get to know your brand and takes the time to get to know who they're writing towards is so important, because you can do everything in the world to drive those users to that page, but when they get there and they see a poorly written piece of content, they're just gonna leave. So want to keep them on the page, and those are things that taking a look at, okay, great, we've got X amount of new traffic or new visitors this month, but how long were they on the page? And that's a way to assess your investment in content, is to say oh, they actually spent 3 minutes on this page. Great, this is awesome. We know where to invest our money. And then taking a look at, of course, that conversion rate for people to inquire for more information. So I always say invest in high quality content, or invest in your in-house writers to make sure that they're really nailing it with the content, because I'm telling you, crap quality, you're just gonna have to pay for it again to get it done again. So
yeah. Cool. We're gonna do another video.
Okay.
But I want Daniel to be on the next one, because it'll be you can tell, right?
Yeah.
Looking off camera. Anyway, all right, cool. Thanks for joining us. It's hot in this room, and thanks for joining.